Hello everyone, it's Muhammad again and welcome back to another episode in making 2D game using Unreal Engine 4. Today's episode is very special. We're going to make the character controller, so we're going to focus in movement like horizontally, vertically and jumping, and maybe we're going to add a rough thing for the rewinding feature, but we're not going to put rewinding feature today. We're just going to make the key binding and make sure that our character is moving well. So to start making this, we need to put just something here to start with. I'll put the player start, so he should start somewhere in here. And I think today we would work in perspective. It's more easy. So for some reason while testing I found it's more easy to make him facing this direction, because in the blueprint there's something strange. Anyway, I make sure that he's not gonna touch any of these sprites, so maybe here is good, and he should start somewhere close, because I don't like, in all my games or in any game I made before, I don't like when you start a game you find the player fall from the sky, yeah, like angels. Anyway, this is nice. So we're going here to add something new we didn't mention before. In the project settings you have inputs. It's pretty much like any other engine, you have inputs, but most of other engines put these inputs for you even if you start a blank project. But here in Unreal Engine you need to bind your keys, and I think it's something cool to make you involved with pretty much everything in inputs and graphics and everything, like you are making your own engine, so you need to write your input. Yeah, you are not writing inputs here, you are not writing real inputs class, but yeah, you are going just to bind some keys. So here in binding we have actions and axes. Actions simply represent a key pressed, and actions represent something like the analog or any other sensitive key that can gradually increase the value from 0 to 1, from 0 to -1. So in actions we will need just to add one key for jump, and we are going to call it jump, and make sure that the name here we are going to add here will be an event name. So make sure, so we may call it jump, or we may call it, yeah, jump is fine, because later you'll see they will add a pressed word. So here we are going to jump with spacebar, and yeah, that's it for the action mapping. But for the axis mapping we're going to add a couple of things. So the first one would be horizontal, which is represent the movement on x-axis. So we have two values here. We have first, we're going to use A and D. So A and D. A represents the minus value. We can add also the joystick controllers. We can add left and right arrows. So maybe you are going to add left and right arrows, because I don't have controllers right now, but yeah, sometimes while playing I keep pressing left and right arrow instead of A and D. Okay, let's add here the gamepad left axis for the joystick, and left is -1, and let's add other one, gamepad right axis, which is 1. And then we're going to add the vertical movement. So second thing is vertical, which we are using W and S and Y axis. So we are going to add here W, which is positive value, and S for the negative value, -1. And then we are going to add the joystick, which is pretty much, I think it's mapped with the arrow keys in the keyboard. So yeah, left, Y, and left here means the left analog in your controller. And yeah, and maybe right Y, I don't know. But yeah, we're going to use just one key, so no need for this, and keep it 1, and in horizontal as well, no need for right X. We are going to just use one analog from our controller. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Now we're going to add another key for rewinding, so we call it rewinding, and as far as I can remember, it was shift button, left shift button or something. So yeah, it should be here, left shift, and after finishing just need to make sure set as default. Yeah, updated. Okay, thank you, bye. And another thing here, we need to make a game mode. So we go to blueprints first. I want to remove this stuff, but I believe I will use the fire somewhere in here for this spikes. So I'll just make something here called tint and put all this stuff in a tint folder, because maybe I'll remove later. Move here. So to make this game mode, we are going to select our roulette settings and come here to find we have game mode to override, but for now I have no game mode, so we are going to make here and put it in blueprints because it's pretty much looks like a blueprint, and we call it Braid game mode. Yeah. Also, in this game mode, you'll find here it have some options like the default pawn and hot glass and player controller and game state. Pretty much we'll leave everything, it's fine, but we are going to change the default pawn class to our character controller. So we are going to make here a new blueprint based on character and call it team controller, and then select here in pawn class our team controller. So this one is fine right now. If we open this team controller, it's normal blueprint, as you can see. So we are going to add here some components because our character here is character movement. It's something based on the character.h here, and we have the capsule collider, and we have arrow component, which just for direction, showing us direction, and mesh, which is none right now. So we are going to select our team from here. It was in animations, and I'll use idle and put team here. Remember to put this as a child for the mesh or somewhere in here, and make sure it's in the middle. Yeah, you need to be rotated, no problem. So let's rotate one more, thank you. Then we need to add a camera here to render, because basically we have no camera now. So let's add camera. Let's parent this one as well, it will not be bad situation. And let's move this camera far away to be able to render him and his environment. Maybe somewhere here is fine, I don't know. Let's compile and have a look first. Yeah, it's good, it's nice camera. You can even zoom a little bit. If you see here, now it's very zoomed. Wow, it's very bad. So let's take it again to, I believe it was 1000 or something. Yeah, it was minus 900 or minus 1000. It's fine. We can change later if it doesn't work fine with us. I just want to make sure one more thing, that his collider is fitting his legs, he's not flying away, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, sorry, he's not moving. Okay, then we open his blueprint again, which I did closed now. Team controller. And yeah, in the graph area we are going to add our key bindings. So if you remembered here, let's open it again. Project settings. Yeah, here in inputs we said all the names we put here will be an event's name. So we'll have an event called jump, event called horizontal, event vertical, and event winding. So we're going to search for these events first. So let's add the jumping first. It's something pretty simple. So we'll find here action event called jump on pressed and on released. So on pressed, this jump, we are going to say, yeah, our controller, our character controller will be jumping. So we'll jump, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because we're using the character class, so there's some stuff already made for us. So if we press space, you gave a nice job. Thank you, buddy. There is one thing here I want to mention, that I'm using a perspective camera, which is normally used for 3D games, but for 2D games we're using 2D camera or 2D view, which is called orthographic. But yeah, we can show it later. We can show it now. Why not? So if we open here, select our camera and switch it to orthographic. Let's save, compile. Just want to make sure it's rendering from the same position. Yeah. Okay, it's fine right now. Let's and little up, little. Okay, 200 is good. Okay, it's fine. Then we're going here to put the other key controllers or other key mapping. So say horizontal, which is an event, and let's put here the vertical as well. Even if we are not going to use in this tutorial, but yeah, let's put it here. So if we use the horizontal axis or horizontal keys, so what are going to happen? There is move. So add movement input, and let's say the movement amount will be an x-axis with 1 unit, and this is the scale factor, which is how much we press on the key. And I think that's it. Let's play. Wow, it's moving fine. Maybe, as you can see, his legs is not touching the ground because the sprite is not touching the ground of the controller. But yeah, we can change it here, components, and select this little guy and move him. Wow, it's very fast. Okay, let's check this. Yeah, I'm satisfied with this result. It's beautiful. So let's open again here and come to the graph. Now we're going to change the animation based on his movement, but first we want to change the sprite direction based on his movement. So we're going to add a different way of controlling. So adding the D key and the A key, and then we are going to add the sprite here. Just one thing, I prefer to have some names here if you don't mind. So team sprite, and here team camera. Yeah, it's his personal camera. Anyway, so we're going to add a reference to team sprite here, get his sprite, and change its scale. So relevant scale 3D, and let's duplicate this here. I just wanna check one thing. When he starts, he's facing the wrong direction, because we want him to facing this direction where he should play or where he should run, because here it's a dead end. So let's open here component and select our sprite, this beautiful sprite, and let's change the scale from 1 to -1. So now we are going to face the correct direction, and we come here, and when we press D, the controller should be -1 scaled, and of course 1 on X and 1 on Y and 1 on Z. And if we press A, it should be 1 to face the left direction, and yeah, 1 on Y and 1 on Z. So let's put the reference here for this, and when we press D, and this one when we press A, and let's compile. So yeah, beautiful. So we need to add the running animation and idle animation. Idle is already there, but we need to add running animation when we press D or A. So after changing the sprite direction, we can select our sprite here and say flipbook, and duplicate this flipbook in here, and put the same reference to the same sprite. This one when we press D, this, yeah, and this one also when we press D. Yeah, you are going to get confused. So when we press D or A, excuse me, when we press D or A, you are going to use the same animation, which is running animation. But when he releases the press from D or A, we're going to use the idle animation. And don't forget to put the same reference. Yeah, it's already here. So we're going to save, compile, and let's try. So he's running, stop, and idle. Running, stop, and idle. Running, stop, and idle. But if he jump, he keep jumping like a zombie. Or jumping and running. Yeah, we are going to fix this later, but it's fine. Yeah. Wow, it's cool. Braid, finally. Anyway, we're going to stop here. So to make everything clean and clear, let's put this vertical in here, and let's put some organizing stuff here. Select everything, and let's add a comment area, and we call this let's say main key events. And this area we are going to name it, let's say yeah, animations. Because this graph would be messy after a couple of videos. So let's change some colors in here. I don't like the girlish colors, so green is good. and here let's give some bluish color. So save and compile. So now as you can see, everything is almost fine. Just one thing need to be fixed, the jump animation, but because I didn't implement here a jump animation, I believe that here in animations we have climbing, dying, loop, run, open door and idle. So in the few minutes I'll be implementing the idle animation, sprites, and building the animation, the animated sprite from scratch, so I'll be running this video fast. So as you can see now, I have finished the jump animation, and because it's little tricky, so I added here like the last frame. It keep running for around 50 frame. It's more than what we need, but yeah, because he started a jump and he keep flying a little bit and then he touched the ground and became idle or run. So we come here to add this animation. So let's say if this key pressed, we can add here the same event for jump, and yeah, we can add it here. So let's select this and let's wire this one here and this one here, and let's select the jump animation. Left is normal, right is normal, and jump, and he stay in this position. Yeah, it's fine. So now we have to detect when the jump finished, he became idle again or became running again. So let's stop this. Let's come here. So let's start controlling this animation behavior. So let's add a tick function or tick event, and let's add this character, and let's say this character can jump. Yeah, and here in tick, let's say this character can jump, and let's return this value with if condition and connect this with tick. So basically we say if character is on the ground or if character is not on the ground. If character is on the ground, let's play the idle animation, and if he is not on the ground, let's play the jump animation. Let's compile and let's test this. Yeah, on the ground idle animation and otherwise jump animation. But here's the thing, now we are not using the run animation anymore. So let's stop this and let's add another condition to check when he is in the ground, if there is a key pressed or there is no key pressed. So let's select this little and let's move this and that one. And let's come here and add a variable, it's boolean, and let's call it key pressed. This is key pressed, and let's set this. So basically if this key is pressed and this happens, so let's say key pressed and here, and this one is the same if the key is pressed. Just check, yeah. If the key is pressed, it does the same thing. So, and say key pressed true. Here we are going to check first, get the key pressed with if condition branch. So this is the key pressed, and here instead of directly running the idle animation, we're going to check if the key pressed true, we're going to run the run animation. If the key pressed is false, we're going to run the idle animation. So let's save and compile. So he's idle, he's running, and he's jumping with his beautiful jump animation. Yeah. So maybe he's a little fast, he's faster than the game, and maybe he's jumping too high or something. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, he's jumping very far. Wow. Yeah, but no key pressed now. So let's come here, and when it's released, we are going to check also the same thing. Just I want to check one thing. Oh yeah, it's connected here. This released function connected with set. So release function should set pull. Okay, let's take a reference from here. It's more quick, and set to false when this one is here, and then to idle again. So yeah, it now makes sense. So it's idle, it's running. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's come here, check. So this is A. Yeah, when A is released, we're going to set the pool. And yeah, when A or P is released, we are going to set, sorry. Okay, let's remove this so to make it more clean, because I cannot see anything in here actually. So let's say here, move this little up, move this. So if D pressed or A pressed, yeah, this will change this, and we will use the run animation. So this is normal thing. And if it's released, we will not change the scale, and we directly use, yeah, this animation. So we're going here to set this either to true or false. We're going to set this to true if the key is pressed, which means here this is key pressed. Aha, okay, it's very simple. You can set here to true and there to false. It's running, idle, running, idle, running, idle, jumping, and idle, running, running. So it's normal now. Yeah, it was my mistake, I'm sorry. It was my mistake to just put everything in here and make it crowded, but yeah, it's more easy to put in here, and it makes sense. So I can put this back again in here so I can easily read my graph. Not very easy. So I can just make it bigger to contain everything new we already had here. And then we can shift this here. Yeah, it's beautiful. So one more thing to finish here in this tutorial. In fact, our controller just needs two other things. It needs to implement the vertical movement here in this thing, So we are going to add this later when we are going to more proper working on the gameplay, as it is related to having some triggering area. So yeah, we are going to add this later. And here, nothing needed. Everything we are going to add our character controller will depends on the triggers and areas and this stuff. Like here is the key, here is the fire, everything. So I think the only thing we are missing now is just we need to fix our jump speed or our running speed. So to fix this speed, or in general to do any adjustment in our character controller, we need to come here to components and select our character movement component or our character movement class, and then we start to adjust lots of things in here. So eyepiece, for example, I don't like his collider is very big here, it's bigger than him. We need this collider to be a bit shorter. Yeah, it's fitting him now. It's fine. I just want to check that if his legs is still touching the ground. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So the other thing we need to fix is the jump. So there's velocity here, I believe, somewhere in here. Gravity. It's fine, I think. The problem in the jump. Yeah, jump velocity. Let's try some. I don't know if let's try. Wow, it's too much. Too much slow. Too much fast, sorry. Stop it here. And let's. Let's try 300. Yeah, it's more than 200 and less than 400. Yeah. I just noticed something happened with the animation now, but I cannot reproduce it again. It use different jumps? No. But yeah, the sprite keeps flickering, it's a little bit bad. But yeah, it works fine. I'm glad with this result. You cannot jump too high in his place, so yeah. But anyway, if we need it later, so we can change it later, because probably we'll jump while moving, so it's fine. So yeah, we have fixed this. Oh, there's just one flicker on the jumping animation, so we can fix this by making it even more large. So let's say this frame will last forever. 200. It's fine. So hopefully now we're not finding the jump almost grinding. Aha. It's fine, it's fine. Again. Here. Maybe I know. If we select the jump animation, sorry, not the jump animation, the jump sprites or frames itself, we need to make it also like, okay, let's come here, team, and my idle and my running animation, and I believe all the other animations I already made before, it has a pivot in the center point. But normally when you make a new sprite, it's a pivot on the bottom left. So maybe you need to change in this jump as well to be Oh, it's already centered. I just make sure all of them centered and saved, because sometimes it's not working. Ah, this one is bottom left, as you can see. So let's save this. Okay, it's centered. Save. And this one centered. Okay, save. Let's try again. Yeah, no more flickering with jump. It wasn't flicker, it was I mean, I'm not talking about the flicker, I'm talking about the frame where we start jumping. Let's show it in here. We start the jump here, but we found the first frame here, and then the second frame came again to here. So yeah, let's process. So as you can see, it's fine. So that's all about our today's lesson. It's yeah, we have our character controller. So yeah, so see you next episode, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something new, and see you in the next episode. Bye.